it's a controversial topic, of course. Oxfam still firmly recognises that poverty is concentrated in rural areas, and the largest number of poor people in the world, of the billions of poor people, are farmers themselves or farm workers. And so therefore we need for the time being to concentrate on improving their livelihoods. But their livelihoods aren't based just on agricultural production, as you imply there. That diversification is going on, and I think part of our building a market economy or bringing smallholder producers into market linkages enables precisely that, enables people to make the choices to migrate permanently or more positively rather than in a forced way. I think this issue of migration is going to come up, whether it's because of environmental stress or opportunities. I think we as an organisation recognise that. I think those are the changes. But let me just give you two, around the strategy itself, there's two important issues I want to add. In terms of the context, we identify two significant issues which we want to cut through these four strands of work. And the first really is around risk, and specifically risk that's driven by climate change. The communities and the people we've worked with over many years have faced all sorts of risks. From variable climate, from market risks, from exclusion, from poor governance, from conflict. That hasn't significantly changed. Many of those problems persist. But what I think is different is that we now have climate change and the increasing volatility, uncertainty that creates for farmers and the risks that they have to take added on top of these risks. And as an organisation, we're very committed to responding to that through enabling people to adapt to that change, and secondly to respond to the opportunities that will come through from climate change. And those opportunities are partly about funding. We know that in the Copenhagen Accord 30 billion was committed as a response to initiate adaptation, and that will rise to 100 billion. Well, that's the commitment. We haven't actually seen the instruments for that coming through yet. We know that donors and the G8 governments last summer at the G8 meeting in L'Aquila in Italy committed $22 billion additional dollars to responding to food security and agriculture. So there's potentially a lot of funds out there in the world in which we occupy to be channeled to enable improved food security, better livelihoods, links with markets to be developed. So Oxfam can help facilitate and broker that opportunity. So there is a threat. So that's the first threat around climate change and those opportunities that come from that. The second really is around gender, which of course has been a focus of our meeting here this week. And that is really, well, we've done okay on gender, but we haven't done well enough. The essential structural inequalities that exist between men and women in many of the contexts, or nearly all the contexts, are still there. And we really need to rise to that challenge more significantly, and that sits very much at the heart of this new strategy.